I'm Linda Thompson. Welcome to the Author's Show. My Body, My Earth, the practice of somatic archaeology. Now that may be as mind-boggling to you as it was to me when I first read it, but Ruby Gibson, our author today, is going to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show, Ruby.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, somatic archaeology. What is it?
Somatic archaeology refers to the ability to access history in your body. Each of us carries around a warehouse of information that we've been storing for many generations, and it gets passed forward. And sometimes that warehouse of information can be something that helps us to move in our life in a good way, but sometimes some of those things we inherit can hold us back or can create limitations. So somatic archaeology refers to the ability to go back into your body and unearth memories that predispose you to certain symptoms, behaviors.
How does it relate to hypnotherapy?
It's quite different than hypnotherapy. There's a much different intent behind it. I'll put it this way. Much like we go to the earth to excavate the remains of our ancestors, we can do the same thing in our body. So it's not really a mental process. It's more about accessing deeper memories of our lineage, of the times that we have passed on a personal level. So when we're doing earth archaeology, we're accessing memories of many traditions, cultures, and backgrounds. But when we're excavating our own body, we're excavating memory patterns that have come from our own personal lineage or family background.
Would it be in error to say it is a form of past life regression?
Yes, that would be an error, because it's not really about past life. It's more about lineage and ancestry.
Okay. All right, an entirely different thing. Okay, what can I expect to gain by going through the book?
The book clearly outlines the 5 steps of somatic archaeology. So we've, over the years, have been doing this work for a long time. I'm a certified somatic therapist, and it takes preparation. We have the 5 steps of somatic archaeology that have been outlined in the book that help someone to step by step begin to create an awareness of what they're holding in their body. You know, many of our spiritual traditions and religious traditions talk about what we call repressed memory, or the inability to remember our origins and where we came from. And they say that's some of the reason that we're experiencing many problems here today. So for some people, they'll be drawn to somatic archaeology because they have chronic pain, maybe a migraine, or a propensity to depression or certain addictions, because they're looking to unearth the cause and effect, or the origin of where that pattern began, because everything has a beginning. And so with somatic archaeology, we're looking to go all the way back, and most of the times we go back about 7 generations. And as we look back into our past, we can find the places where those symptoms or beliefs began. And as we clear that out, we become more tuned in to who we are when we're not having to carry that U-Haul of information behind us. And it helps to free us up to really experience ourselves in a more authentic way.
All right, that was the perfect explanation that I needed. So you work with individuals as a therapist. Do you travel all over the country doing this? Do you do it remote on the phone?
Well, we do it one-on-one. I teach somatic discovery circles. I've been teaching at Naropa University for many years, and so we gather a group of people and we go through the 5 steps of somatic archaeology as a way of becoming personally aware of what's happening and becoming accountable to what we're experiencing in our body. I also do private sessions. I teach a certification program in somatic archaeology to train other people how to do this work. It's an adjunctive or integrative therapy that someone who's a psychotherapist could use, or a massage therapist, or someone who was already in a healing field. It's a generational healing aspect that helps to widen the scope of looking at some of the symptoms and issues that a person may be carrying.
So this could be blended into an all-encompassing wellness package as part of it.
That's right. So we do sometimes this work with the military. We look at patterns of PTSD and generational stress that have come down through military families that we're seeing quite plainly today in a lot of our soldiers who are returning are carrying a lot of those symptoms forward. So we're looking to really unravel that history in order to release the burdens that we're carrying, and that will benefit 7 generations forward. So we're also looking to not have to pass forward unreconciled pain and suffering.
Okay, where can we find My Body, My Earth?
You can visit our website, mybodymyearth.com. You can also go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. You can also visit our website, somaticarchaeology.com. There's quite a bit of information there and updates about things we're doing.
Well, let me ask you this. You are a therapist who works with people, groups, and one-on-one. Am I going to get a certain percentage of benefit by reading the book without having the luxury of having you?
Certainly, if you're carrying a lot of repressed memory, or we call it sometimes historical amnesia or spiritual amnesia, and you're disconnected from your body, then it is helpful to have the aid of a somatic therapist or someone who's trained. For most people, just becoming aware of the fact that they're carrying things and that the backlog may have not originated, or the stress or trauma may not have originated within your lifetime. Just awakening and beginning to look at some of those patterns. What did your grandparents, what did your parents, your great-grandparents experience? You know, when you look at your symptoms, if you can track back and begin to open that door of awareness. Of course, creating safety and sobriety in your life is very important to being able to create that awareness. So the 5 steps in here can definitely help you to begin to create an awareness. And if you get stuck or you get to a place where you're not able to connect with your body, then I highly recommend, you know, we have some graduates. You can go to our website. There's somatic archaeology graduates. A friend of mine, Dr. David Grand, also developed a technique called brain spotting, which also helps to release the neurological backlog of stress and helps to release some of those memories. And there's other types of somatic therapy, somatic experiencing or Hakomi work. They're not all generationally based types of therapy, but they can help you create a connection to your body so that you can awaken to the memories that you're holding.
Well, what are some of the current projects you've got going on right now?
We're doing some work with the military. I'm from Colorado, so we work with a lady named Susan Davis down at Fort Carson, and we're looking to create programs that help bring soldiers back and reintegrate them into society, helping them to work through some of the stress patterns before they re-emerge.
Right, that's a marvelous project you've got going, because I know it's really rough for them.
Yeah. I'm also doing a master class with Edward Tick, who wrote the book War in the Soul. And he does a lot of work around warrior archetypes and how to help people to be reinitiated or go through rites of passage that maybe historically used to really help warriors reintegrate back into society that we no longer have. So he's bringing forward some of those things, and that's been quite exciting.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today.
You're welcome.
I've learned a lot, and I can tell just by your demeanor that you definitely practice this, and it's something that I want to emulate. So thank you again.
You're welcome.
My Body, My Earth. If you want to become more aware of who you are and where you came from, what your past is bringing along, and what Ruby calls that U-Haul behind you, My Body, My Mind is the way to look at it. My Body, My Earth. I'm Linda Thompson, and I really appreciate you joining us today. We look forward to seeing you next time. And remember, a book can change a life, one word at a time.